What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. The OKC Thunder, that front office just does no wrong, it seems like. Trading for Alex Caruso, I didn't see it coming, first of all, and I love it at the same time. I think it is a great addition, especially when you consider what the trade was. And I want to break it down because I think this young OKC team that played really damn good this year just got even better. And yeah, it looks so good in OKC. This trade is amazing, and it blows my mind at the same time for just how bad the Chicago Bulls seem to be run nowadays. And yeah, I don't want to talk about the Bulls in this video that much. I want to focus on OKC and the fit of Alex Caruso and why I love the trade. I give the trade an A+ grade. This is just a home run, perfect deal. OKC could not have done any better than what they did. And we're going to break down why. I think there's really three main reasons. Let me know in the comments what grade you would give the trade. There's three main reasons. Really, it's the fit, it's Caruso's all-NBA level defense, and it's the fact that they didn't trade any picks of the 3,000 that they have over the next 5 years. Right? So let's start with his fit, right? Because he's a guard. You know, he's a taller guard, but he's awesome defensively, and he slides right in next to Shea. Perfectly. He's a 41% three-point shooter last year. So you know he's going to knock down that corner three, and he's going to provide some spacing. Now he ain't Steph Curry. He's not one of those guys, but like he'll knock it down. And I think that's something that OKC needed because in the playoffs, they played a certain guy and teams wouldn't guard him. And we're going to talk about that guy in a second because now we'll talk about him now. Josh Giddey was the person that they traded for Alex Caruso. And that in alone is a dub because you didn't have to attach any picks to this. You just gave up Giddey, who other teams in the playoffs refused to guard. And it condensed your paint. It made things harder on Shea, even though Shea was insane. The one person that seemed to be really affected by the lack of space in the paint was J-Dub. So you're going to open the floor for him a little bit more. And then you're going to open it up for Chet a little bit more. And like Lou Dort a little bit more. All these are the Case and Wallace, all the other guys on this team, right? So he's going to open up the floor, but he's also going to close down the floor on the other end because you're going to put him. Imagine a defense with him and Lou Dort out there, right? Those two are a nightmare for other guards, and you're going to have both of them at the top of your defense. And then you have Shea off ball, who is the best at deflecting passes and getting in passing lanes. You're going to have J-Dub, who can play a little bit inside and outside on defense and is a dog on that end. And then you have Chet, who is an all-NBA level rim protector, right? So there's no scoring on them. There's no weakness. And I think that was the recipe for Boston this year was who do other teams go at? Do you go at Drew? No. Do you go at Derek White? No. Do you go at Jason Tatum? Probably not. Do you go at Jaylen Brown? No. Do you go at Kristaps Porzingis? Probably not. The makeup is very similar there. And I'm not saying Thunder for the championship or anything like that, but I'm saying you have to see the similarities there and how these starting fives are likely built. But that's besides the point. Ultimately, not having to attach any picks to this trade is the most shocking part of it because the Bulls were declining every deal on earth for a first-round pick up until now, and then all of a sudden they make a trade and they don't get a first-round pick from a team that has too many to even use. They have so many first-round picks they could damn near draft 2 teams in the next year or two. That's what the Thunder have, and you don't get any of the picks. F for the Bulls right there, but A+ for the Thunder because you kept all your picks and you got off of a guy that you probably weren't going to bring back and were going to have to pay soon if you were going to do it. So it just makes sense, right? So now you got rid of what was, in all honesty, the weakest link on the Thunder's main rotation and you put in a good player, right? You can never go wrong adding a good player to your team, especially one that is a do-it-all player. Caruso will lock up on defense. He'll switch on defense. He'll rebound on defense. He'll do everything from X, Y to Z on defense. You're never going to have to worry about that. And then he's amazing in transition, makes really good reads, can throw the lob, can catch the lob. He'll screen for you. If you want to get those big, low mismatch, you can do that. He'll cut for you. He'll create for you if he has to as a third or fourth option. It's beautiful what he does on a court. And that's why he was one of the most sought-after role players in the league. And the fact that the Bulls don't get a pick for him and the Thunder managed to keep everything and get better, is just amazing to me. And it's amazing in a lot of ways for the Thunder because I think it's just masterful GMing by Sam Presti. But this young Thunder team just got some experience from the playoffs, kind of saw what it's like when you're in those trenches. They gave Dallas the toughest run out of anybody not named Boston, obviously. And I thought that they had a great year. And now you got even better. And Caruso, he also brings championship experience to your team, too. He's been in that situation before with the Lakers. He's been in high-profile games. So he's not coming in like he's never been here before. You get a little bit of a leadership edge there. And I think he fits the DNA of how the Thunder are, too, in terms of, teams love him. Anywhere he's been, the Lakers loved him, except for management being stupid and not wanting to pay him. The Bulls loved him. That's why they wouldn't trade him for anything up until now, all of a sudden. And then now he'll go to a Thunder team that probably had some of the best chemistry, top 2 or 3 chemistry of any team in the league last year, and he'll fit right into that. Right into that. Easily. I just wonder, who's going to score on them next season. Well, at least in the starters. When the starters are out there, that defense is going to be amazing. I'm just saying. Now, I'm assuming here that they're going to go Caruso, Shea, Dort, J-Dub, Chet. That's my main assumption there for the starting 5. And then you figure out the bench and the rotations after that. But Daigneault does a great job with that. That's another thing for Mark Daigneault, who's a great X's and O's coach. He's going to be able to put Caruso in awesome situations. In situations where he's going to best benefit himself and the other players. That's an important factor in this. You add a good player with a great young team and an awesome coach and a fan base that loves their team as much as they do. And it seemed like they're like one guy away from being able to break through. And they may have just added that guy in Caruso. The only downside to Caruso that I'll say is he's not the most durable guy in the league. But over the last couple of years, he has played, more than 65 games, which is a good thing. Last couple of years, 71 games, 67 games. The year before that was 41 when Grayson Allen broke his forearm or elbow, whatever it was, in midair. 58 with the Lakers. I think that was the, what is it? I think that was the COVID year that he did that. I think it was 2020. And then 64 the year before that. So he's not going to play all 82, but he'll give you 65, more than likely. Good enough to make an All-NBA defensive team. But I think that's, you're nitpicking if you're trying to find something that's wrong with him. I'm just pointing out that's maybe the one thing that, maybe he might miss a week or two at a time sometimes. But ultimately, it's an awesome trade. There's really no downside to it because you traded a guy that ended up being unplayable in the playoffs for you, and you added a guy that 28 other teams, not named the Thunder and the Bulls, would have loved to have for a bag of chips. Just well done. Well done by the Thunder. They continue to make great moves. I can't wait to see who they draft because, they got 1 billion picks. I can't wait to see what they do in free agency. They do have some guys they got to bring back. But it looks so good on paper, and I cannot wait to see what this team looks like going in to the next NBA season. Well, let me know in the comments, what do you grade the Alex Caruso trade for the Thunder and, for the Bulls? I'm debating if I want to do a Bulls video because it just seems so easy at this point with how bad they are in terms of the decision making. Next thing we know, Zach LaVine's going to get traded for 3 second-round picks. And I don't know how we take them that serious anymore. But yeah, the Thunder is... You know what? I'm going to point this out right now. This is actually a great point. This is the epitome of bad management and great management. Thunder being great, Bulls being not. I think that's a great way to look at it. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please like the video. I really, really appreciate it. But shout out to Alex Caruso. He's going back to OKC. A lot of people don't remember he was on their, I think it was a D-League or G-League team or Summer League team. One of those. He was there for a little bit, and he spent some time there. So, yeah, they're getting one of their own back in a way, I guess. But, yeah, awesome, awesome trade. I love it. Thanks for watching. I'm done. Peace.